Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So today, grid down, winter's coming. What are you going to do? I get asked this all the time. We've actually covered this many times, but let's go ahead and do an updated video on this. The big concern I always hear from people when the winter comes, how are we going to heat our home? Well, there's actually many ways you can heat your home. Are they cheap? Of course not. Anything in preparation is really not cheap. Now, we do budgeting on everything we do. We have to save up a lot of stuff. All right, but if you buy cheap products, this usually wind up crapping out on you over time. So heat, we have solar equipment, we have wood stoves, we have kerosene heaters. We'll go into detail on this. We have generators, we have battery banks for our solar, things that can actually hold up to the draw for electric heat. We have fuel supply for gasoline. We have fuel supply for kerosene heaters, things like that. This is something that you need to look into. There is no one set rule fits all. It's up to your budget, it's up to your needs and what you're willing to do to prepare. These are just some ideas for you to look into, because heat is very important. Last year, or earlier this year, when Texas got hit by that winter storm, people weren't prepared. I mean, how often does Texas get hit by a winter storm? Certain parts of Texas do. I do know that northern Texas does get snow from time to time. I've been out there. But they weren't expecting it, and a lot of people dealt with freezing temperatures. So, we as preppers, we try to prepare for as much as possible. We see our weather is changing all around us. Now, we all have theories on that, and I accept all these theories because I'm not a scientist. I have to look at something, I do my own research on things, and what seems more plausible to me is what I'm going to be saying, okay, that's probably what's causing it. It doesn't matter what's causing it. What the issue is that it's happening. And what we have to do as preppers is prepare for it. All right, so another option is solar. Okay, solar for a home, produce your own power, is a nice investment. Now, this particular solar behind me, this is a solar farm. This does not even feed a home. This just feeds back into the system. My family members that have this on their property, they get a set deal for their power. But when their power is out, they have no power. They have no battery backup or anything. This thing is not tied into their home whatsoever. They just allow them to build this. They get a set fee on what they pay a month for solar for the next 20 years. All right. So if you're into that option, go for it. Me personally, I think it's the worst option available. Now, our trailer that we live in, the 6x12 trailer, our power supply from solar goes directly into a battery bank. So no matter what type of weather we have power. When our neighborhood goes out without power, we have power. Now, with a solar system like the one we have with our trailer, we couldn't buy it all at one time. I don't have thousands of dollars sitting in the bank account. You know, there for a while, I was paycheck to paycheck while I was making workman's compensation for a bad injury. That's only like 60% of my normal wage. But I was still able to scrap together piece by piece and build my system. I couldn't buy it all at one time. I wish I could have. At least then my panels would have been the exact same size and it'd be more uniformity and better looking. But the fact is, models change all the time. You buy the exact same model, but they decided to upgrade it and your power station looks offset. Now, another option you can use is a generator. This is a Predator 4000. It's a 3200 running watt generator with a 4000 peak watts. This thing here we keep on standby. We keep extra fuel on hand. We also got fuel hidden. This fuel we keep in a rotational stock. This is a gasoline engine. Now, I've seen the comments, well, you need to get tri-gas, you need to have a diesel, you need to have this. This works for us. The reason being because our fuel is gasoline. This gasoline is also what we cycle through for the fuel for a vehicle. Since I don't need propane or diesel, I don't need a tri-gas. Now, I get, well, gasoline might be hard to find, it might be more diesel, get tri-gas because propane lasts longer. Yeah, propane does last longer. Propane is what we use for our water heater, our tankless water heater for our shower and stuff in our trailer. So it's all just depends on what you need. This is a gasoline one. I think I paid $400 for at Harbor Freight. I think I bought it a good while back. We got it out last year during the shutdown. We have a lot of storms here in Florida, so having a generator you can fire up is a good idea for winter. I mean, when you need to heat up your home, you know a generator is going to work, but you're limited on your fuel. So stock up fuel, use your fuel additives, things like that, so you have fuel on hand. Get those things now. Now with this, we have extra air filters. We got an extra supplies of spark plug wires. We also have extra pull cables, that way if anything goes on. Also the clutch assembly. I also have oil for oil changes. This one here does not have an oil filter, so every so often I have to change out the oil in this. Unfortunately, this generator does not have an oil filter to change out. I wish it did, but this is a cheaper end. This is a Harbor Freight job, but they do sell some with oil filters that you got to change out and stuff. So make sure you get your spare parts for your generator. So another option for you that's also very easy is one of these power stations. Now there's many different products out there on the market. We are affiliated with OKMO, and that's why we're showing OKMO. So we got the 2000 watt and we got the 1000 watt system here. I got one of my 100 watt solar panels just to show they have many ways of charging up these systems. One, it could either be by solar, you can either use your vehicle because you have a vehicle adapter that can work for these, or you can store them up like we do. We charge them up for storage using a wall outlet. Now with that wall outlet charge, you can also be running a generator and charging this thing up while you're running your gasoline generator too, so you have another backup for that. So with the gasoline engine and stuff, yeah, you can work in tandem with the solar power, because eventually you do run out of fuel for a gasoline engine unless you've got plenty stored up. So these things here, I like them because they're quiet. Every time I show the generator, everybody's comment is, well, if you fire up a generator, everyone knows you have a generator. This is true, all right? So what's an answer for that? A quiet system, something like the OKMO. So along with the OKMO, we actually are affiliated with Jackery. We're affiliated with Bluetti. As a matter of fact, we get a Bluetti power station coming in the mail here in a few days. We'll be doing a review on that one for you as well. But this is an option, all right? Everyone's said, well, the generator's too loud. You need something quiet. So I've gotten something quiet. I'm showing why we got these. These things pack a punch. There is a review video for you guys on these things. They're very stout. I ran them through the test, and you can check out the video on that. We ran mini fridges, we run saws, we run all kind of stuff through this stuff. High draw equipment, and we even ran a microwave on this thing. So there you go. So one of the biggest concerns I've seen is heating your home. So I don't have a kerosene heater available with me. I have one in storage. That's what we're taking up to Wyoming. Those things are nice. I like having kerosene heater. But now, years ago, kerosene was pretty cheap. Now, every time I see the price of kerosene, it's actually more than gasoline. So you have to take an option in there and go, well, Jake break. You have to take an option. Is it worth the investment? Well, kerosene stores for a very long time. I do believe a kerosene heater is a good option. It does produce a little bit of soot and stuff, so you're gonna have to deal with the kerosene smell inside your home, things like that, but they are safe to operate inside your home. So yeah, a kerosene heater is a nice investment. I believe they have them on Amazon for about 150 bucks, 160, something like that. That's who we went through to buy ours for Wyoming. We also have a wood stove. Now, with wood stove, guys, you've got to design everything for your wood stove. You have to have a place for your floor so the heat doesn't burn out your floor. You also have to have a place in the wall where the stovepipe's going out, because you do not want to be burning anything out. Now, I've seen adapters built to go inside a window, which is a good option. I've also seen adapters, the actual adapters that cut out the wall and actually put it in. These things you do need to research on your own, because if you screw up, you're going to burn down your home. Hear me on that. If you just follow some YouTuber and have not done your research, and you just cut a hole in your wall and shove that pipe through without the correct material, you will burn down your home. All right. Also, the flash suppressor and all that stuff to catch those embers and stuff out the top of that stovepipe is also another thing you got to look at. So do your research when you start doing wood stoves. When we build in Wyoming, we're going to be building around that wood stove, dip. All right, guys, so that is our video on grid down. This is some ideas for you. It's not the perfect idea. All right, this is just a power supply video. You know, we covered weekly food preps. We covered water storage, water purification. These items, lighting, all this other stuff, security. These things you do need to be checking into, but the reason I covered this video is because that's what I get requested on the most. How do I heat my home? Well, I'm not going to tell you to put a tent up in a room and light a candle. You're going to freeze your ass off. You are. Is it better to have a tent in a room with a candle than being outside? Sure, it is. It is. But you're going to freeze your ass off. Take the steps now to prepare your family. Is it always the cheapest? Of course not. That's why it's preparedness. It sucks. It's expensive. I value my life. I value my family's lives. Can you live without power? In certain situations you can. If you don't have a fireplace and you got below zero temperatures, your house just became an ice box. You need to have a way to heat up your home. All right, guys. Talk to y'all later.